I want you to do more than anything is understand the following. It has never been a better time in the human race ever to actually just go all in on you. The thing that I've realized all these chess moves go to is judgment is the poison in the system. We are all doing so much based on our worries or our pandering to judgment. We buy things we can't afford because we want to look good to everybody else. Parents quietly subsidize kids' lives in their 20s because they want other parents to think their kid's doing well, but what they're actually doing is creating a fake environment for that kid and eliminating their self-esteem, and then that kid becomes entitled and everybody's fucking pissed. The kid, the parent, and it gets real fucked up real fast. Kids out here posturing like they're an entrepreneur, but mommy's paying for the gym pass. Everything I talk about feels so real, it just might take 11 years. And a lot of people don't have 11 years. They don't have 11 years because they're not willing to put in the work to be happy for the rest of their life. They'd rather complain. They'd rather blame somebody else. The biggest thing that's happening in America and the world is a lack of accountability. You wanna really know what the fuck's happening here? A lack of accountability. And so for me, forget about it because I am doing more than normal for who knows why, undertones of the politic thing. It's, if you sit here tonight and you are not completely fucking pumped about your life, it's up to you to change that. But if this was 1987, and I mean this on everything I love, I wouldn't have a lot of energy for you. I wouldn't even stand up here and talk about it. I wouldn't have the audacity to bullshit you that you could do something about it because it wasn't practical. Who's got a smartphone? Raise your hand. Actually, who doesn't? Hold on. Dude, seriously, in the yellow, you don't? Please come up here. I need to see you. I need to see what this man is. Get up here, bro. Right over there. Hurry up, dude. This is amazing, thank you. Hello? Hello? How are you? What's your name?
Rod.
Rod. So Rod, where are you from?
Rochester.
Let's clap it up. You do not have a smartphone.
I don't have a smartphone.
You have a flip phone.
I have nothing. I don't use it as a phone.
So, Thursday afternoon, you're leaving work, like, you don't have a phone.
Right.
And now, you once had a smartphone and you've started fighting the system.
Yes.
Why are you fighting the system?
Because I believe talking to people and getting to know people is a lot more powerful than talking to somebody on the internet. So,
real quick though, doesn't that mean that some other human has to exist that doesn't have a phone? I understand. Guys, this is a national treasure. Let's clap it up for this pioneer. Thanks for coming tonight.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Awesome show.
It's fucking rare. That is like literally you could bring a fucking alien from Mars right now and I would look at that as more common than this incredible gentleman. If you're everybody but Rod and you have this, you literally can do anything. The fact that this is just where shit gets crazy to me. The fact that this is more powerful of a computer than what Ronald Reagan had running the free world is fucking crazy. And I think the thing that's grounding me is in this ridiculous change in our society, things like 15 years ago, if you dated on the internet and dated somebody you met on the internet, that was, you were weird and a loser and it was taboo. And now every single person dates through the internet and swipes left and right 24/7. or slides into the DM, right? Or, do you know how crazy Uber is as an early investor? Uber's insane. Uber or Lyft or whatever you want, literally if I stood up here and said, guys, in 15 years, you're gonna want your 13-year-old daughter to go into a stranger's car because you're gonna think that's safer than her driving with your friend. Like literally in high net worth towns across America now, on the 16th or 17th or 15th birthday, the gift of choice if you're in a rich area is unlimited Uber for the kid. Like kids don't want cars. Like kids in the suburbs are not getting licenses if they're in a high net worth environment because they'd rather just have unlimited Uber. And parents actually, and probably correctly, think it's safer for their 16-year-old daughter to go into strange 40-year-old men cars multiple times a day. I mean it. But I would have never been able to sell you on that. If this was 10 years ago and I'm like, let's do startup ideas and I pitched you on that, you would have laughed me out of the room. I know because I laughed the founders of Uber out of the room when they were like, what if everybody could get a limo on their iPhone? I was like, yeah, like 1% of rich people. Like I never saw it playing out the way it did. And so, I don't know, I think it's a very interesting time. But what's interesting to me about it is as the world's changing, as people watching video games, like more people watch people play video games than watch people play baseball. Right? And like that's just real. And by the way, back to it just started, like there's no baseball. Bryce Harper and Mike Trout combined on their best day are 1/10 of as famous as Ninja is to 14-year-olds in America. And so like, but that's not what we grew up with. And so like all these things that are happening, guys, ABC, NBC, and CBS are finished. They're done. Like remember when 4 years ago you had one show on Netflix that you liked, but then you watched cable? Now you have Netflix and there's one show on cable or regular TV. Do you understand when all the sports go to Netflix and Amazon? Like Amazon has bought the rights to English Premier football, proper football, soccer shit, tennis. Amazon's gonna be bidding for the NFL. Hulu's gonna have hockey. Google and Apple are gonna have basketball. Like, you're never gonna turn on 2, 4, 5, or 7, ever. And so in this world, like think about, like nothing we believe in or use, YouTube, the iPhone, Netflix, Facebook, none of that existed 15 years ago. Nothing that our entire society is running on. Who was not alive 15 years ago? Raise your hand. Good, we were all here. I'm a little pissed that my 13-year-old fans didn't come out tonight, but everything we run on. Guys, almost everybody here remembers the world pre-smartphone. Like you couldn't, it's just 5 minutes ago that you were like, the internet on your phone? We struggle with things. Parents all the time, when Snapchat blew up 3, 4 years ago, parents were like, Gary, but I don't want my kid on Snapchat. I'm like, you do know your son has Safari and can type in jizzhut.com, right? Like, you're worried about the one floozy 13-year-old in the fucking state and the dude's got porn at his fucking fingertips. I'm so flabbergasted that the excuses have been eliminated by the internet. See, what I love about the internet is it doesn't know who you are. Doesn't care where you came from, what nationality you are, gender, income level. If you're just willing to work your fucking face off, you can get there. The problem is, there's something that I'm very fascinated with, which is called entitlement. And it goes into the thing of judgment. A lot of people have emailed me and said, Gary, this is working, but a problem, I don't have a car, I have to take the bus, I did what you said, and I did have this chair with me on the bus, but everybody was looking at me. And it's super powerful because the shit we worry about in 3rd grade is the shit we worry about today. Like I literally wrote him back, I was like, yo, you are in a place in your life where you need 20 bucks, right? Like, really? The stranger on the bus is your fucking problem? like you should be pumped, you should be proud, like document that shit, right? And so I'm thinking a lot about privilege in a lot of ways, but I've come to realize the ultimate privilege is being right up here. To me, if I could have any dream, my dream would be that we could map the human DNA and figure out what self-esteem is and pump it into everybody's fucking body 24/7, 365.